Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril and welcome to day 4 of the Great Cryptic Summer Giveaway. We'll start with a side note. The next generation split pants have been fixed with the latest patch and no longer appear quite so, funky, for want of a better term. Moving on, today's offer is the Rhode Island class science vessel for Federation aligned players and the Phalanx support vessel for Klingons. Romulan players aren't left out, they get to use the ship of whichever faction they signed up with. The Rhode Island was first seen in the Voyager finale Endgame, under the command of Captain Harry Kim, who ended his career as the universe's whipping boy with the aversion of his entire timeline. It's a rework of the Nova class, first seen in Equinox Parts 1 and 2, changing the primary hull and deflector significantly, and tweaking some details on the secondary hull and warp nacelles. In-game, it's an upgrade on the Lieutenant Commander's science vessel, adding an extra engineering console and upgrading the science ensign station to a lieutenant's post instead. It also comes with a photonic displacer module. This is a universal console and grants the photonic displacement, surprise, ability, giving the ship up to 15 seconds of stealth that's almost as good as a standard cloaking device at the cost of taking weapons offline and draining 20 power from weapons, engines and shields. It also creates an illusory duplicate of the ship, which won't fool a player for very long but should confuse the AI for long enough to make an escape. The console can be used on any ship in any console slot, so if you're at maximum rank, have no plans for another alt, and are wondering why you should even bother hitting the claim button, well, there's your answer. Over on Team Red, the Phalanx is the first of the support vessels available to KDF players. These Gorn-built ships are the nearest thing the KDF has to traditional science vessels, and indeed they're all but identical in function. Apparently the name got changed after two things became apparent. Firstly, that no KDF crew wanted to serve aboard a science vessel, and second, that the High Council was never ever going to fund the line for much the same reason. After all, what would be next? Diplomacy? The design's a cryptic original, and manages to retain elements like warp nacelles, tying it firmly to the Star Trek universe, while giving the Gorn a distinctive and relatively compact look. The ship itself is a fairly conventional science build, with the selling point, aside from being the first support vessel available to the Klingons, being the barrier field generator. This universal console can be deployed on any Klingon ship, which, if you're a high-end character, is why you're still interested in this giveaway, despite this ship being meant for commander rank characters, and it generates a cover shield between you and the enemy you have targeted that blocks both line of sight and line of fire. However, it can be targeted and destroyed independently, although since it has about 50,000 health at level 50 and comparatively high toughness at lower ranks, it might be simpler for the opponent to just fly round it. It's got uses though. If you need a few seconds respite to sort out repairs for yourself or a teammate, or you just want to break up an incoming charge before the pain hits you, then this console is a very definite option. And so day 4 of the giveaway ends. Cryptic are upping the ante, and more to the point, the Zen value of the giveaway day by day, and it's tempting to speculate what's next. The fix of a long-standing animation bug on the Dakir science vessel could be a hint, but we've already had science vessels today. Are Cryptic going to do a repeat rather than move on to, say, cruisers or escorts? We'll find out what day 5 brings at the usual time, 1700 Universal, and I'll see you all in about 24 hours. Until then, farewell.